Sister Zainab Donati reverted to Islam 20 years ago. She studied history at University of Bologna and joined alislam.org 16 years ago, where she is now in the management for 13 years, while having and raising 5 children. Zainab has also been studying books about various Islamic subjects for more than 19 years.
I'm Italian and I reverted 20 years ago. I was born and raised a Christian Catholic, but I couldn't find an answer for my questions about life and death and God. So I started to research. Research first in political doctrines, activism like feminism as well, but I couldn't find any complete answer. So I started to search into religions. When I started to search about religion and I wanted to focus on Islam, the big problem is that most of the literature available was from the Sunni point of view. Even at the university, it was the history of Islam that we study is always from a Sunni point of view. Alhamdulillah, I studied languages as well, so I know a few languages, and so I started to search for resources online in English. And I really have to say, Alhamdulillah, I don't know how many thousand times that I actually came across to the website alislam.org. And I started to find most the answers that I couldn't find in Sunni Islam. That's why, Alhamdulillah, I became a Muslim and Shia Muslim. After I converted, I don't know what you choose, whatever you like. After becoming Muslim, I started to find other people, to meet other people that had the same path as me, so Italians, and we tried to fill the gap of not having resources, articles from a Shia Islamic point of view. So we started translating them. After a while, I thought, why don't we actually contact the website where we basically take our English texts to translate them, so that we can actually have them and available for a lot of more people. So I started to contact them. I contacted them, and at the beginning it was just for the Italian files and articles and texts. Then, while reading the English ones, I started to find typos, so I thought, well, I offered myself, can I help out even with the English texts? So I started to learn little by little how the technical part of the job, because I had no idea of how to run, how a website is run and the technical requirements and so on. I was basically an editor. One thing that I'm very particular, quite really a little bit obsessed, I have to say, about being very neat and on time, so, very organized. I don't like to have sloppy things and to have things last minute or so I'm well organized. So I started to actually organizing and coordinating the other volunteers that were less organized and precise than me. So since I was helpful, I basically started to take up the role of coordinating first the English resources, then the other languages, and then also coordinating, for example, the content evaluations. And I started to give my feedback on ideas of how, the future projects, how to use the books in a more interactive and more useful way for the viewers, and so on. So one thing that I think it's very important is to focus on the famous hadith that says, know yourself and you will know your Lord. in my understanding, is it says that what we need to find the gifts, the peculiar abilities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to each and every one of us, that we are a unique mix of good, bad, and bad things. Unfortunately, the bad things are there, but we need to find the skills that we are, the good things, our capabilities, and to use them, to put them into service of ourselves, of course, but also for the community. That's, I think it's very crucial, and it helps us learn about ourselves and also about God and getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In terms of challenges, being a revert, and actually I moved away from Italy, and I didn't really have that many contacts with my family in terms of, they were not very happy about my conversion. On a personal point of view, I had to struggle a little bit, because taking care of a household and raising 5 children is absolutely not easy at all. Alhamdulillah, I was lucky because my children are quite good, I have to say. Don't show them the film to them, please. Sorry about that. But the thing was to coordinate and to just try to, it's very difficult and tricky to have the time, or to organize the time, being at home and working from home, to organize the time to be homemaker, a mother of 5, and to keep running the website as it should be. I have had the support from the core members of the website, the management, and they are, even though we come from different countries, we speak different languages, we are from different cultures, and we have political differences. Alhamdulillah, there has been always an incredible respect and support, and it's what you do in the organization, it's just because you are good at it, and that's it. It doesn't matter what gender or what marja you follow or whatever. So even sometimes we have discussions, but we agree to disagree, and alhamdulillah, and we go, and we are fine, alhamdulillah. On a negative side, because we, as Sister Barak said, we have not to sugarcoat, all the situation. During these years, I have had problems from volunteers, because they didn't want to acknowledge the fact that I was in charge. Not even recognizing that if I have more experience than another person, I give you instructions, and you have to first learn how it works, and then, of course, if you are welcome to give your feedback and to bring up ideas, but you have also to respect the elders. And unfortunately, this attitude was also from several women, that they didn't really recognize and accept my being in charge. One thing that I would like to mention was about this conference. When we put the posters online, I am just on Facebook, so I just shared the poster, and I had a few people, well, more than a few. So we had 2 issues. First of all, the pictures, because they are not the outlines that usually we see when a woman is speaking. So it was, I got, not just me, it was general, but for me in particular, you should be ashamed of having your picture. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you barely see my face. I mean, I'm respecting my hijab, so what's the problem? And unfortunately, I have to say that it came from people that were posting selfies with shirtless with just showing the pecs and biceps. And I was like, brother, if you want to lecture about Islam, first learn about your hijab, and then you come back and you lecture me, and we can have a discussion. These kind of things unfortunately happen. And one other thing was that people wrote me, both personally on my personal chat and on the alislam.org web page, saying that this woman is an imposter, she's lying about being in your organization, being a manager, you have to shame her, you have to stop her, and personally to say, how dare you saying that you are in the management, and because people don't want to believe that I am one of the organization, I'm behind the organization. I'm not alone, of course, we have a team, but that was, these are negative things that unfortunately happen. And it is just because they cannot accept that a woman can be in charge of something that is quite renowned, alhamdulillah. One other thing that, one last challenge that we have actually as a website is that we have so many great projects, and just to make our content more useful and easily interactive and useful for the readers. But we don't have that many funds. We live up to with a donation of private people, and we are not linked to any organization. And because of that, I'm just asking you, if you use the website, please considering donating so that we can have speed up the process of having our amazing projects live, inshallah. Oh, sorry about that. I don't want to take too much time. The advice that I would like to give other people is just, try to find something that you are passionate about, as also the other respective sisters said, and try to do it. I'm a private person, so I'm fine working at home and managing my family first, and then, contributing to society from, in my home. Because I am like that. I'm more of a bookworm than a social person, not like the amazing respected sisters here. But, you can, there are so many things that we can do as women to change our society and our environment. Just be there and try to find a place. If you want to contribute to alislam.org, if you want to go volunteer, just write to the contact page, and I will reply to you. And there are a lot of things to do always, but for example, you can use social media to share Islamic posts and motivational quotes, and you never know how many people you can help. And because, there are a lot of people depressed and sad, and just one little nice post can actually change the day or even the life of people, even a smile. Or, for example, helping people to gain knowledge, just, to share interesting and informative stuff. It's very important. And you are still home, you're still just using your mobile or your computer, and you are doing thawab, actually. You are actually helping yourself as well, because there are a lot of good actions that you can do. Helping, for example, in the local Islamic center, or helping neighbors to run errands, or other sisters, especially that they are struggling. Acts of kindness can change yourself and the society that we live in. So think about these kind of things. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.